enthusiastic. Susie, bringing it this morning.
I was mimicking you, actually.
I do that.
Episode 418. Hello,
Woo!
Sarah.
Only 2 episodes away from the
Oh my
Susie
God.
Get Stoned episode.
That means we're going to record it next week.
Mm-hmm. and I got your brownies in a baggie by the door.
That's great. Okay.
Yes.
I am
perfectly
getting
ready for my darling Suze to enjoy. Yes.
Maybe, should we do it later in the day or what?
Yeah, I mean,
You have to
whatevs.
think about it. Okay.
It's your call. Whatever you want to do. I mean, I wouldn't plan on operating heavy machinery afterwards. I don't know if recording a podcast counts.
No. I'll have to think about this. It depends on how sleepy it'll make me.
Oh,
I
it
know
might
you
make you
say-
kind of sleepy.
Okay.
Depends. You might want to like chill and just like watch a movie on Netflix or something like that.
Oh, my God. All right.
Yes, which I have been doing a ton of. Oh, my God. Guess what I finally watched? I don't even know if this was on Netflix, but wherever
Tell
it
me.
was. I can't believe that I waited this long to actually watch it because I enjoyed it so much. The OJ trial, like American Murder Story or whatever it was. The one
Was it made in America?
Yes.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, my God. How come you never told me about that?
I swear we talked about it like 3 years ago.
Oh, my God. Well, I didn't watch it. What was I
It's
thinking?
so good. Because remember, I thought we talked about how it wasn't just about OJ. It was about the culture and what, developed and
totally.
reflected. Yeah.
And it was
What
really
did you love
interesting.
about it?
Oh, so I'm so glad to get to talk about this all over again, And you guys thought you'd never hear any more about the OJ case. Right. Well, I loved so much because, like, I have a memory of that time. Like, I remember watching the chase. I remember, slow chase. But I don't remember a lot of the details. And I definitely realized that my parents were shielding me from a lot of the information. Like, I have no memory of him being in the car with a gun pointed to his head. It's like I got the story that there was a chase with a white Bronco and it was OJ in the car, but I did not get that there was a gun pointed to his head. I had no idea how gruesome it was.
Yeah. That was intense, man.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm like a full believer that this is a CTE situation.
Absolutely.
1 billion trillion %.
Yeah. That
Yes.
guy's brain's been effed up, and he definitely did it. I mean, there's no debate about that, right?
Right.
On this
well,
show?
and
okay.
and then no, none at all. I asked Ren and I were watching, and I was like, "We're in agreement, right?" And he's like, "Oh, for sure."
Okay.
Yes. I'm like, "Okay, good. You just have to like make sure." And I'm like, he's like, "I think everybody is, including OJ. That's why he wrote the book. If I did it,
Right.
And then when he got and I had to, of course, look every single thing up, like the whole time as I was watching it, because how can you not? Mm-hmm. And was it Goldman?
Yeah.
Goldman family. Mm-hmm. They ended up taking him to civil court, and they were awarded $33 million, and then the judge, I think it ended up getting doubled, and it's $70 million now.
Right, but he doesn't pay them.
Correct.
Right.
Yes, I think it's only been like $300,000 that's been paid so far, or something.
Yeah,
but
I was so happy for them when they won because I knew it wasn't about the money for them,
right?
And that they really did feel like a tiny little bit of, I don't know what word you'd use, but they felt like it was a little bit just because of that. Thank God.
I think him going so ignored during the whole thing, that really. There were a whole bunch of, like you said, it was the culture that was happening around it. Like, I could not believe the stories about the woman, the prosecutors, Marsha Clark's outfits and her hairdo, and all of that.
Yeah,
it was
that
like
was
shocking.
Huge. Yeah, it was fascinating because it was a reflection of the cultural moment, but it also then informed the way culture would evolve over time. And I do understand why the Black community celebrated his verdict.
Especially after the riots and the Rodney King beating. It's like, come on.
I do get it. It's a shame that that's what had to happen and the families had to suffer just because of like a broader cultural problem.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's crazy. And the that super racist cop who now is a correspondent for Fox News.
I know.
What
Do
the
you think,
heck?
So that's Mark Furman. Do you feel like
You're so good. You're like an encyclopedia of pop culture, and I could just bring in like. Thank God. We really are a good pair because I need you to be like, the person she's talking about, she's referring to, ladies and gentlemen out there,
the bigot in question? Yeah. Do you think that he truly is a racist person? Or
Yes.
that he's not different now or at the time?
I don't think somebody who says those kind of words and
Yeah.
in the recordings that he said, I mean, that would be a big, change of, I feel like a lot of those are just ingrained in, I mean, I don't know, I'd like to think, but that maybe he is aware of his bigotry.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you can, I don't know if he, it just seems crazy.
Remember when we met Kato Kalin at the poker tournament?
That was my next segue. And then
weird.
as I was watching it, I go and I see him on there. I go to Ren. I'm like, I played poker with him, and he's like, what? And then of course we have to watch the movie Molly's Game.
What's that though?
Which is all about, because this is what I do now. I just like one movie leads to another movie leads to another. So that's about the woman Molly. Oh, let me see what her name is. She ran the celebrity poker ring. She got the FBI was after her for Molly Bloom for running an illegal poker game.
Okay.
And she wrote a book about it. And it's like she ran this poker game where all these celebrities went. And
oh my God.
It's so good. It's crazy because you and I know that scene. And we were on in the D-list.
Right.
D-list level.
Yeah.
Of, she ran the A-list game and we were playing at the D-list game and heard stories. I mean, because I heard stories about this.
Absolutely.
And so in the movie, names are changed, but you can look up and you know exactly who it is. There's one guy who's a total asshole, and that's Topher. What's the guy? No. What's the guy who played Spider-Man?
Oh, Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire is like a total dick. And Leonardo DiCaprio, he is Ben Affleck.
Right.
Who's the 50 Cent? He's they mention them without name them without naming them, and you know exactly who it is. And it was just crazy. And so I of course was thinking about that because we played poker with Kato Kalin.
We sure
and I
did.
have that photo.
Oh my God.
That's going up on Instagram for sure.
Oh my God. That
I
whole
whipped that baby out.
event
It's
was
look.
bonkers.
It was so bonky. Remember that time where I told Sarah Silverman my favorite joke of hers like an idiot? Who does that?
Like an idiot.
Like an idiot. A little bit of advice to all of you people out there, everyone listening. Do not go up to your favorite comedian and repeat your favorite joke. They will not think that is cool or funny.
She was nice, though.
Yeah, she was nice, yes, she tolerated me.
Yeah, I was going to say she's tolerant.
She's tolerant.
Yeah.
I would have rolled my eyes much harder at me.
But everyone
panicked.
actually was pretty friendly and nice.
No, they were super cool.
Except
Doug
for
Benson
Kevin
was
Pollak.
stoned out of his mind. Yeah,
Oh,
Kevin
yeah.
Pollak. Can you tell? Because that was so crazy that you posted that picture
That
on
is.
Instagram. So yeah, Susie posted a picture on Instagram where she was talking about this story, and I was like, no, I won't even read it. I need her to tell me it IRL.
Yeah, it was the first hand of the poker tournament. First hand, I got pocket aces, and so I bet accordingly. I was psyched, and everybody ended up folding except for Mekhi Phifer, and so it came down to me and Mekhi.
That's right. My God, it sounds like a dream. It actually sounds like you just woke up and you're like telling me a dream that you had. But that's real life, people.
Then we showed our cards, and I won, and I said, "Suck it, Mekhi," and then Kevin Pollak told me I had bad poker etiquette, and then I shed a tear and felt really stupid. But, I mean, he was right. That is so rude. But I was trying to be playful and silly, not serious.
And you weren't aggressive. You were like, oh, suck it, Mekhi.
And somebody wrote underneath the picture, she said, I don't think he would have instructed that to a man. And she's right.
Of course not. I know. That's exactly where my mind went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
do you think he would have done it if it were Sarah Silverman?
Well, right. It felt like he was punching down. Like, obviously, there's a power differential between a Oscar-nominated actor and, like, this blonde random woman, me. And so, to me, it felt like, okay, you know, if we were equals, that would be one thing, but you're punching down. And it made me shed a tear, Sarah.
Yeah, yeah. And he was just, he was mad.
He was a douchebag.
He was a total douchebag with a stupid fedora hat, whatevs. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
OJ Simpson.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. So, of course, that made me think of all of it. And I was just like, oh, my God, what a weird world. But it really, so much of that, I think, like, I had memories of and little bits and pieces of, but it kind of put everything together. And, you know, it was just, like, so well done. I thought the acting was really good, and
oh, so the one you watched wasn't the documentary series?
No, it was the one where
like David Schwimmer's in it.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
I loved it.
I didn't see that one. I only saw the documentary.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I haven't seen the documentary because in my mind when they all came out, I was like, I remember what happened.
Right.
And I did not remember what happened.
Right. I think people should watch it. It's not too late.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now it makes me want to watch all the other ones. Like there's the Versace one.
Oh, yeah. I heard that was good.
People loved that.
Well, I hear everyone also loves the Germ Shield by Towel Clean.
Well, since I don't love germs, I naturally love this. And this is
I'm so
cool.
into it. It is cool. So
tell the people.
Previously you and I have talked about the facial brush that you has like the UV light on it, so it gets rid of all the bacteria. So every time you clean your face, it's totally clean. And they have created a germ shield, which you can put your toothbrush in, and it works with any toothbrush, any brand that you use. And you just pop it in, and in 4 minutes, it gets rid of 99.9% of bacteria.
Yes.
Oh my God, this is so great.
Yes. So, Suze, let me tell you a testimonial.
Okay.
I went to an esthetician a while back, and I was getting a bunch of breakouts around my chin area, and she was like, "Do you brush your teeth after you wash your face in the morning?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of like the last thing I do because I like being fresh, like leaving fresh."
Yeah.
And she was like, that's like the bacteria and stuff from like toothpaste and everything, and you got to make sure that like you're washing that and making sure that it doesn't get any bacteria on it. So now that I've been using this, way less chin acne.
Oh my God.
I mean, I can only relate. Those are the things I've changed. I do that now before I brush your teeth before.
I never even thought about that being an issue, but that makes sense.
Yes.
Well, and I love it too for if you have kids. Kids are disgusting, okay?
Definitely. Oh my gosh, yes.
My kid's toothbrush is not good. Like he doesn't.
I feel like everybody
right.
could say this about their husbands too.
He doesn't rinse it right, so like it gets crap on it. And so anyway, he puts in there for 4 minutes. He thinks it's great because it has a little light. It's like adorable. And then I can sleep better knowing it's not disgusting in his mouth. Anyway, there's a 2-year warranty on it. It's super small, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. And it doesn't have a cord. We hate cords.
Hate them.
Yeah, so it's battery operated. You're good to go. Go to Towel Clean. It's TAO towclean.com and use our code BRAINCANDY, and you get that same deal that we did for the facial brush. It's 62% off on that item and site-wide. It normally retails for $79, and you get 62% off of that. So go to towclean.com and enter code BRAINCANDY for that germ shield. I love it. You'll love it. I'll put it on Insta Story so you can see what it looks like. Okay. Carry on, Sarah. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. So, no, I was just talking about my, Netflix binge watching,
I watched on Netflix let's see what it was called. It was called The Devil Next Door. It was about a trial in the 80s of this guy that worked in Cleveland at like a factory, and he was being tried for being Ivan the Terrible, the World War II Nazi sociopath.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap, that was so interesting because
really,
I think what made it so great is you can watch the trial actually happening and then get the commentary on it. And it was long enough ago that I wasn't aware of it. And just imagine, if Ivan the Terrible had been living in Cleveland or Ohio somewhere at some factory, just working in the union like a normal, like my dad.
Oh, my God. Well, yeah.
And he had kids, and they are adamant that he is gentle and kind and loving. And the weird thing is, I don't know if he did it or not. There's no clear answer.
After you watched the document? Oh, God.
And I mean, here's the thing. We do know that he was in the SS. Ugh. So he wasn't, innocent of everything. Yeah. But the real question is, was he Ivan the Terrible? Jeez. And I don't know the answer.
Oh, God. Think about how terrible you have to be to get a name.
Good point. In the Nazis, right? You're so bad.
Of the Nazis, they called you the Terrible.
Sarah, that's really funny and
true. I can assume there was an Ivan who was meh.
Mediocre Ivan.
Mediocre Ivan. Not as good of a killer Ivan.
Right. And so I don't know if he did it. You can watch it or look it up and see what happened, but I think he was, but I don't know.
I mean, come on. Right.
Well, I mean, there's pictures, and he had an ID and everything.
Yeah. I would think that would be.
But it's really weird when you see one of those trials where it seems so obvious, okay, there's a picture of him there and whatever. So it seems so clear, but then they'll bring in an aging expert who will say, well, his earlobes are lower in the picture.
What?
Where you think...
And he stands by, it's not me.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
I mean, he's dead now,
think... Well, yeah, okay. And he was an old man when this trial was happening.
Yes!
I feel that has a lot to do with it, too. It's very hard for us to... don't you feel looking at somebody who's old...
Yeah, they seem less
very
evil.
Hard to... Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Only more evil in the case of Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Right.
I don't know what he looked like as a child, but...
If you're into Nazi history, I think that you would enjoy this series, but it is a little dry because it's almost...
If you're into Nazi history, that worries me.
It's so popular, Sarah. I think about that all the time, how the History Channel basically is just a Hitler channel. I think
Do you think it maybe brings people peace in the same way watching Law & Order SVU brings me peace?
No. I don't think it's about peace. I think it's about people wanting to know how this could have happened.
Oh, explaining something that seems unexplainable.
Yeah, how did this
doesn't
one
make any sense.
Guy pull off millions of dead people?
Yeah.
It's hard to believe, and it wasn't that long ago. I think that's what draws us in, is that we cannot accept that this happened.
Yeah.
And we want
to know our fascination with cults and all that.
Yep, and murderers. And in a way, it's like you're saying, but I don't think it's comforting. I think it's seeking comfort.
Yeah, right. I totally agree. It doesn't actually provide it. Mm-mm. Yes, you're so right on that. Yeah. And
I've read a ton of books
ahead.
about Hitler, and they all try to like crack the case. I read this one that was convinced he was gay and that he has self-loathing. I was like, that's not it. Like, there's got to be more to it. But
Like
maybe
people
there's
want
not.
an answer and want an explanation.
Yes.
Yeah. And are you seeing have you seen the new show on Netflix, Waco?
No,
That's the
I didn't
remake.
watch that one.
That one's good. I'm like 3 episodes into that. And
What do
I
you think
wonder,
of it?
it's like, I want you to watch these ones because I know you're like the expert on that stuff.
Well, I know what
And-
happened. I just didn't watch the fictional or the reenacting.
Yeah. But like, I always like to know how close the reenactment is to the truth, you know? Like, was he a musician? Did he play in a band?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, because like we were guessing, right? Yes. So like we were guessing as we were watching it, like you know what is real and what. So we were saying like, okay, so he's playing music at a bar with his band. It's probably yes, he plays the guitar and yes, he plays music, but maybe the song is different. You know, it's not My Sharona or something, which was the song he was playing in the show.
That's funny.
Anyways,
he did play music,
but it's really cool. I like all those reenactments of stuff.
You didn't finish it though yet?
No, I'm 3 episodes in. Ren is so good. If it were my choice, we'd be up till 3 a.m. and watch the whole thing. But, you know, at like midnight, we actually go to bed like, you know, normal humans. And so it's always like a to be continued. But it'll be finished. We'll wrap it up today for sure.
Whenever you think about Waco, though, is your thought now sort of like the government did the right thing? Or do you think it was botched or... What do you think?
You know what's weird? That is another one where I think because of the age that I was at the time, I only heard, like, I don't have a good idea of what really went down. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't really know what the story is behind it. So it's really cool to, like, that's what it feels like. It's like, you know how we talked a long time ago about how people actually like spoilers, even though we think we don't?
Yeah.
It kind of feels like I have a spoiler to all of these new shows that are on Netflix and all of these like, you know, dramatic reenactments or like, what would you call that? What do you call that genre?
I guess like
historical
recreation.
Like it's not.
You're
like
right. It's like just
fiction?
Based on a true story. Is
based on a true story. Yes. Based on a true story stuff. Now I forgot what I was saying because I was thinking about what the hell that's called.
You were saying how it feels like you have spoilers.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So it feels like I have spoilers for all those, but then I love it because it fills in all the details. And like I know what happened in the end, but I have no idea how we got like from point. And it makes me want to look at all of them from times when I was like, do you have anything when you think back to your childhood and you're curious and you're like an investigator. So you probably have already looked all these things up. And I like, this is like when you were saying, I don't go back down the road with my exes.
Yes.
I'm like, that happened in history. Cool.
Yes. It's related. Those are the same.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Suze, this is like therapy for me. When did this happen? Sneaky. Yeah, so do you have anything like that where you had like memories of it when you were a child?
The first historical memory for me was the Space Shuttle Challenger or whatever that blew up.
Oh, that was when I was born.
Right. That's when I started being a person.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a great, because I want to ask this question. I would love to ask this in a poll. What is your first historical memory?
Yeah. And I'm sad to say this will be Lincoln's is quarantine for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like mine is the Northridge earthquake, but I don't know if that counts.
It does.
I mean, it does. It's more like something that I went through.
Yeah, what about something in the news only that you just heard about? Was it like the Berlin Wall, you know?
Oh, no, I think it would probably be OJ stuff, like that whole year. Like OJ, Waco. It was like 1994.
Mm-hmm. That's when you became aware of the
94. Yeah. But I was aware, and then, oh my God, this was so funny. There was, when the riots, or when, maybe there were protests that were happening over the OJ trial, but whatever they were chanting was something related to like, we want freedom, we want peace, or something like that. And my mom loves to tell this story. It's like one of her favorites. Whatever I was watching, I didn't like really understand, but I was all about like people taking action and like being together in the streets. So I made my own signs and made my little brother's signs, and we marched around the kitchen table chanting, "We want peace. We want quiet. We want peace. We want quiet."
I bet your mom did too.
She totally did, especially during our protest that was not so silent. Oh. So yes, it turned, so like I do remember that. Whatever was going on the news that made me go, yeah, I'm for that.
I bet you it was the LA riots.
I bet it was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that seems like something that my family would be like
pissed about.
Pissed
not
about.
The rioting.
Right. No,
Rodney King.
Why they were, yes, of course. Yeah,
Remember how Rodney King ended up on fucking celebrity rehab?
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Right.
That seems so exploitative.
Yes.
Exploitative. Thank you.
It definitely does seem that way.
Gosh, crazy.
Yeah.
Whew, anywho, none of those things are things that I even thought I was going to be talking about today.
You probably thought we were going to talk about BioClarity, and you're right.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thanks. That reminds me. I need to re-up.
Yes,
on my
get
face
it going.
Wash. Ooh, I've been using that green tea mask. Ren and I did a mask night the other night and a bath. Ooh, lovely.
That's a fun thing to do with your partner. I do that with Adam, and he like loves it.
Oh, so does Ren. I say you put it on me and I'll put it on you.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Well, you guys could grab these masks from BioClarity. They're really great. I love BioClarity as a skincare routine because I have problem skin and it became very embarrassing for me. You remember how I always talk about my before picture?
Yep.
I showed it to Adam and he was literally speechless.
What? Get out. He doesn't know about, see that?
I guess it's been so long now that I've been using BioClarity.
Oh, I want to see it. I want to see it too. You have to show it to me.
Oh my God. I'm going to send it to you right now, actually.
Send me. Oh my God, I'm so excited for this.
It is like hard to believe. But anyway, I started using BioClarity and it solved my problem. So I want to recommend it to you guys. I use the Clear Skin routine. It's a 3-step situation. And they're so much more affordable than their competitors. And that, for me, is a huge deal. Mm-hmm. And it's risk-free because they have a money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, if it doesn't work for you, if you have a problem, you can just tell them and you get your money back. Get healthier, more radiant skin today at bioclarity.com. You'll get 15% off everything on their site when you use code BRAINCANDY at checkout. That's bioclarity.com. And don't forget to use promo code BRAINCANDY at checkout for 15% off. I'm going to find that and send it to you. You'll die.
I would love to see. I can't think of any product I've been more loyal to for a long period of time.
Well, right. Once you find it,
I switch shampoos like, oh my God. Like,
because you always want to try something else.
Yeah, like nothing seems to work. But
don't use this picture against me.
I would never.
If we ever get in a fight, look at this. Oh my God, like you're going to die.
That. Oh my God.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Sarah's speechless now too.
No, I am, because it doesn't even look like you.
It doesn't.
Susie, this stuff is, oh my God. Why are you sharing? I mean, I can understand, like, because it's embarrassing to talk, like, look at the before photos, but like, if that isn't,
because
I can't believe I've never seen that.
That was early on in the podcast.
Yes. Yep. I remember.
Yep. That's what I looked like. And that was a real bummer.
Consistency. If that isn't a show that consistency and like is
I know.
Good
so get it. Get BioClarity for Pete's sake. Anyway,
yes.
Sorry.
Okay, I love it. Well, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
And you know what else makes people happy?
What?
This adorable little 6-year-old. Well, I don't know if he's making everybody happy, but he sure made me happy. Okay. So he's in British Columbia, and he said that he wanted to do something where he could like make people happy, but at a distance. And because he couldn't have a lemonade stand. And so he opened a joke stand.
No.
A drive-by or walk-up joke stand.
Drive-by jokes.
It is the cutest thing. And like the person who wrote the article did such an adorable job talking about him, because it says Callahan McLaughlin knows 16 jokes, or maybe 17. He says, there's a lot of stress in the world, and I kind of want to get some smiles on people's faces. So he's so cute. I just thought that's like the most adorable thing. And like, I feel like that would be something that your child would do.
Well, this is sad though, because when I'm hearing you talk, he 100% would want to do that. And then I'd be like, no, Link, we're not doing that. Like, I would squash his dreams.
Tell him to come talk to Aunt Sarah, and we will open up joke stands behind your back.
Like, he always wants to do stuff like that, and I'm like, ugh.
Oh,
I know.
my
That's a bad sign about my parenting. But, it's a lot.
And I think Lincoln's jokes are, like, right up there with his, if not better. So, I mean, he only knows 16 or 17, one of which is, what's red, white, and blue?
What?
A sad candy cane.
Oh, no, that's a good one, actually.
I know, and very appropriate. And so, it was real cute. And when I was watching him in a little video, and the news reporter asks him, so, like, what's your corniest joke? Like, what's your worst joke? Yeah. And he goes, I don't have any bad jokes.
Oh, boy.
And he goes, but my sister does. She has a ton of bad jokes. And no, they just throws his sister under the bus and tells one of his sister's bad jokes, which are kind of similar to what Lincoln's jokes were about 3 years ago when he didn't really understand the jokes, where it's like...
That's the worst. When they learn what... They've heard knock-knock jokes, but then they try to make them, and they're terrible. He told me a joke the other day, though, that was not too bad. He said, what did the bee say to the flower? Hey, honey...
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yes, that's good. Clever. Oh, that's a little cutie. He's going to be funny. He already is.
I mean, but not with material like that. I mean, we got to go blue, You got to like tell a dick joke every now and then.
What if your son just came out? Well, who was saying... I think it was Sarah Silverman.
Yes, it was.
Who says that her dad bought her an inappropriate joke book.
Yeah.
When she was 8. I got to slip one of those into his stocking.
Yeah, dirty jokes.
Would you be mad at me or happy?
No, I wouldn't be mad. I don't care.
Yeah, you wouldn't be mad. Who cares? You got to teach him a curse word or few.
Yeah, there's no topic is off limits either.
That's good. Then, that way nothing will be like taboo. That's the way to do it. Make it seem like,
like the other day I was out of tampons, and I was like, oh, man, I'm out of tampons. And he's like, what is that again? I'm like, those things I stick up my vagina when I'm bleeding.
No follow-up questions?
No, because he was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Like, nothing. Oh. And I love that.
And he knows what bleeding means? Like, what does he know about a period?
He just knows that sometimes blood comes out, and I have to use something to keep it from getting on my clothes.
It's like, man, Mom just bleeds. Who knows why?
Maybe he thinks I'm a witch.
A bloody mess. Hey, you know what? That's good. Tell him I bleed too. I want him to think I'm a witch too. Magic. There you go. Stick with that. And then maybe, like, when he finds out you are, he'll have a candle ceremony like my little brother did for me.
That's where I draw the line.
That is so funny. No, I'll teach him that. That's really
Sincerity is not allowed over here.
Oh, gosh, that's funny. Oh, let's see. What else did I wanted to share with you? Oh, I found this as I was on the, like one of those rabbit holes of the internet at probably like 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is way more fun than I even thought it was going to be. Thank you, internet. Here's what these abbreviated company names really mean.
Oh, yes. I'm excited about this.
So, we think about all these, like companies that have abbreviated names, and is
this for the stock market type of thing?
No. Like actual like CVS.
Oh, an acronym. I see.
Yeah. Like an acronym, or where, like, the names even of places came from.
I would love to know. I don't know any.
Yes. So CVS... founded in 1963, went by the name Customer Value Store. Yeah, and then the CEO considered the acronym to stand for Convenience, Values, and Service. So that was CVS. That's like the most boring one on there.
Okay.
But some of them are really interesting. Walt Disney, when the original concept for Epcot came out, he wanted like this utopian place. Have you heard about this? What that stands for?
Yeah,
what does that stand for?
Something like...
it's so creepy and weird.
It's about community, like being all in one place.
Yes, experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
Yeah, because they were going to live there. People were going to live there.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Oh, yes. He wanted to be an actual utopian city where people would live, work, and play. Oh, my God. That's in the actual article. Sarah, read the article. Yes. Oh, my gosh.
Too bad. I mean, it is pretty special there, but wouldn't say utopian.
Yeah, well, and now knowing what I know about, isn't he like anti-Semitic?
He had a few blind spots, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if it would be like a community for everyone of tomorrow. And
Right.
even though, isn't Epcot like the World Center?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know.
You know what? That was a mistake.
I don't know. Hey, people did say I was right about that basketball thing.
Yes, they did.
I just want to point that out for all the times that I've been wrong. We got to like really highlight the times where I make
think it's funny
wild claims that I'm correct.
I do think it's funny though how like when I wrote that caption on Instagram and was like, yes, Sarah seems to think there's a basketball hoop in Matterhorn or whatever the heck. And obviously I'm totally joking. I have great respect for your knowledge and stuff, but I feel like people think I'm serious and that they need to like defend you.
Oh, well, I love those people.
I know you do.
It's so funny. But it's so funny that they feel the need to do that because I feel like nobody has more respect for the things I know than you. You've sat here on the other end listening to all this crap.
I
That's
just
a long
find
time.
it funny to like play up our like odd couple vibe.
Oh, for sure.
And
there's no question why we're friends, but then also sometimes it's like, wow, we couldn't be more different.
Yes. It's the perfect combo, I swear.
Yeah, man. That's right.
But yes, you were right about that. I applaud you.
Okay, so now that's out of the way. What if I did this, like worked this article in just so I can like point that little factoid out that I got right again? Yes.
I was right.
Yes. Something else that's right. TCBY originally stood for. Do you know that one? Do you remember TCBY?
Thought it was the country's best yogurt.
They rebranded it in 1984, but what it first was this can't be yogurt.
Shut.
But then they were sued.
That's better, actually.
Yeah, but they couldn't take that because there was a competitor that was called I Can't Believe It's Yogurt.
I love how everyone was like, this can't be yogurt, and that has to be the name.
Yeah, I Can't Believe It's Yogurt. And then they were like, ooh, that sounds good. Let's come up with a store. Yeah, we'll call it This Can't Be Yogurt.
But they're right, because it's hard to believe it is yogurt.
Also makes me think, what the fuck kind of yogurt were people eating that like tastes so different than this ice cream? Because that to me that's exactly what yogurt tastes like.
Really? Sarah?
What was yogurt back in the day?
It's not like a dessert.
No, but like frozen yogurt, isn't that all like? Are you thinking they're talking about regular yogurt?
Yes.
Oh, well, this makes more sense now.
Yeah,
so that means
like,
that there was a time where they were like, hey, you know that yogurt you've been eating? We're going to freeze it.
Yeah, we're going to add a shit ton of sugar.
This.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this is the same yogurt that's in my... Okay, that's the rest of the sentence. I didn't know that. I thought it was like, I can't believe this is frozen yogurt, not ice cream.
You've been around so long, so you're so young that you've never known a world without frozen yogurt.
Is this what parents feel like when kids just like ask what a tape deck is?
Yes.
Man.
It never occurred to you that was a novelty, that frozen yogurt was a big deal.
I just underaged myself or whatever the opposite of aged myself, but like showed how young I am. Man, yes. I do remember loving TCBY though.
I'm sure you are a fanatic for frozen yogurt.
I freaking love that stuff. Yeah.
Do you prefer it to ice cream though?
No, not anymore.
Yeah, you're not
now.
Crazy.
I told you that one time I drove past a. Oh my God! See, it's like I told you. I was driving. I got lost, and I ended up in some. What are they called? Like industrial park kind of area.
Yeah.
And there was a storefront, or not even a store, just like a business front that said something crazy like yogurt mix, like frozen yogurt powder supply company or something. Oh. And I was like, oh, what? And then I realized that it's basically like a just add water kind of situation to a bunch of chemicals.
Yeah.
And then once I spilt some chocolate on my sweater that was like white, and then when I tried to clean it, it turned like a weird purpley color, and I'm like, chocolate shouldn't turn that color when you wash it. And so I was like, this is just dyed. brown.
Yeah, they really leaned
and it kind of freaked me out. So,
like in the early days of frozen yogurt, they really tried to convince people that it was like healthier.
Yeah.
Even though it's not.
No. Right.
And so once you realize it's not, then you're like, why are we doing this?
Yeah. And I've learned, especially during this time where we have to, I don't know, I feel like they give in to some indulgences and like allow ourselves that, that I've really like analyzed this, because what the hell else are we going to do? Right. So I was thinking, like, even in you saying, well, do you like that more than ice cream? No, because it's really just me trying to enjoy ice cream, but in a, like, like not, I don't know. If I just go for the full thing, like if I just eat ice cream, I'm satisfied. It scratches the itch. I need far less. It never really scratches the itch if I just eat frozen yogurt. It's kind of like when you eat like, I don't know, does a cauliflower crust pizza really taste the same as one of those good Italian hand-tossed Napolitano pizzas?
Yeah, and what
Don't
if we
even try to tell me it does, vegans.
No, nobody should be making that argument. And if you found out that not only does the cauliflower crust not taste the same, but that it was equally unhealthy.
Correct.
I mean...
Or maybe even more so in certain ways, because like I make sure the ice cream I get is like that 3 ingredients only, like like it,
You're a snob.
Cream, sugar, it's freaking Breyers. Don't get out of here, It's not even...
Yeah, right. Yeah, ice cream is fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, it's exactly like that. That is
What's
such a good point.
favorite
If
flavor?
cauliflower,
I feel like I should know this.
I feel like I should know yours. Is yours mint chip?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because sometimes mine is mint chip. Ren asked me this the other day, and I really struggled to answer.
Because you love so many.
I do. It depends on what mood I'm in. There is a mint chocolate chip cookie or mint cookie cream or something like that.
Yes.
From Ben and Jerry's. That is the best one.
That would be my favorite, but it's just hard to find. So
it is hard to find. I did. Oh my God, we're totally taking a detour, and everybody's gonna be mad because they're gonna think I do too. But I have to tell you about this. There's one that's called cinnamon. Oh my gosh, it's like cinnamon and chocolate, and it has a name that's like protesty. Like it's like
fight the power.
It's something like that. Get it? It's so good. It's the
this
best
is Ben
ever.
And Jerry's.
Yes, it's kind of like a Mexican hot chocolate, but if it were ice cream.
God, this is great information.
It's so good. It's like a cinnamon roll plus a Mexican hot chocolate. Woo! So tasty. I should mention that I did not have lunch in between things I needed to do today, and I'm staring at my banana on my desk, which no matter how long I look at it, it will not. Nobody wants to hear a banana being eaten on the
I bet the
radio.
ASMR people do.
They might.
I bet you that's a real hit in that community.
It depends, like that certain kind. It's like that. Oh God, the weirdest word that kind of grosses me out to even say.
Moist.
Muckbang.
Muckbang? What the heck's that?
Oh my God, we've never talked about this?
No.
Oh my goodness. So muckbang are these videos that became crazy popular. I want to say that they started to take off in Korea, and they were all about just people recording themselves eating massive amounts of food.
Why?
I couldn't answer you, but I have a friend who freaking loves them, and she was like, Sarah, you have to check these out. They're totally like ASMR. And they're like, not for me for some reason. And they kind of make me lose my appetite. So maybe they work great for that. But I think people love it.
I don't get it.
I don't either. And but then again, people don't get when I talk about how great ASMR is, and they're like, I don't get it. So this is just another kind of version of that. But I'm so curious to know what in our minds this like what itch in our minds this scratches.
Yeah. Well, so ASMR, though, I think people that enjoy that really a lot would argue that there's a physiological response that they experience.
Yes.
Whereas something like the watching people muckbang or...
It's funny every time, and you think it's going to definitely be X-rated, but I don't think it is. It's not.
Or like even the pimple popping things that people love.
Oh.
There's no physiological claim there. It's just
I think there is a
satisfying.
Physiological one with the pimple popping.
Why?
Because I get it on the opposite end where it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like I'm getting tingles, like goosebumps, in the same way that I do with the honeycomb thing. Just thinking about what's happening.
Because it's a hole that's expelling. Okay.
Yes. You know,
Whereas,
I even had that same way, the same feeling when Ren made ribs the other night that were literally fall off the bone,
I saw that.
Pulled the bone out, and it did the same thing for me. I was like, "Whoa, weird. That's like a zit, but delicious." Blech, blech, blech.
Well, do you think mukbang viewers have a response physiologically, though?
I'm going to have to ask. I'm going to have to do some
okay.
research.
Get to the bottom of
Please
that.
let me know. Oh, that's another thing I can put a poll up about. I got to know, because I'm telling you, this is bigger. This is like when we talked about ASMR, and then you find out, oh my God, there's a whole community.
Yeah.
And this is like a big thing. Mm-hmm. You know,
Okay.
So, anywho.
We'll make progress on that.
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
are there any more acronyms?
Yes. Oh, this one's cool since we're all using it right now, or like Zoom and stuff like that. What Skype was originally going to be called, or what it really was called in the beginning, was Sky Peer-to-Peer.
Oh.
Yeah, due to its peer-to-peer technology that would be transferred in the sky. And then they decided that was like way too long, so they shortened it to Skyper, and then they realized that like a lot of the domain names, I guess, for Skyper were already taken, which sounds like maybe like Sniper, so maybe it's like a video game, who knows.
Yeah.
And then they shortened it to Skype.
I like that.
Yes. And
That's a good
probably
one.
my favorite one by far, just because I love it when it's like nonsense, is Etsy.
What's that one?
Doesn't stand for anything. He said he wanted...
What?
Yeah, this guy, Rob Kalin, he was the creator. He wanted to create an online marketplace of vintage and handmade goods. And he wanted to create a nonsense word to build the brand from. And he heard an Italian word, Etsy, which means, oh yes, like Etsy. And so he decided, he was watching a movie one day and he was like, yeah, that sounds good. So kind of like, oh yes, in Italian, but that's like spelled differently. And so Etsy's that.
It's super cute, but you just wonder like why.
Yeah.
Maybe they just wanted something unique.
I remember when I was little, I would love naming stores. Mm-hmm. Like if I had this store, I would name it da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. And the one I could not get over was, I was like, ooh, I wanted to have a shoe store and call it Man-Made Soul, but spell it S-O-L-E.
My friend wanted to have a pottery shop called Kiln Time. Like Killing Time. That's a pretty good one.
Yes, I love that. There's a street in LA where almost all the stores, it's Ventura Boulevard. Like there's a certain section like between Topanga and somewhere else where almost every freaking store on Ventura Boulevard is a pun name. Every hair salon. That. I know, I do too. It's just strange that like I wonder like who was the first, and then everybody else on the block was like, might as well follow suit.
Yeah, like, yes. Okay, everybody, here's what we're gonna do.
Yes. MAC.
What's that?
Stands for, because you know how everybody always says MAC Cosmetics?
Oh, okay.
MAC stands for Makeup Artist Cosmetics. So it's kind of like saying, you know how people say ATM machine?
Or
and you're
PIN
like, no,
number.
it's just ATM. Oh,
yeah.
PIN. Oh, I never even thought about PIN number.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. Those
so
ones like
redundant.
I always do, and then I like roll my eyes as I correct people in my head about them, and I'm like, don't be the annoying person. I think as I've gotten older, I've gotten way better at not saying the things out loud that, like, I would not want to be said to me. I'm like,
that's
shut
good.
up. Who
That's
cares?
Growth.
Yeah. So if that isn't growth,
I do know one business acronym, which is HBO. Home box office.
Box office.
That's the only one I know.
Oh my God. I read that HBO was trying to launch home movie theaters that were like boxes that they would send to your house.
Oh,
Was this a fake story I heard? I hope
don't
so.
know. I haven't heard it.
And it was like, and they were saying that because a lot of people were living together and they didn't want them to steal their... This must have been an Onion thing. This sounds like it's from the Onion. I hope people can write in and be like, "There's truth to this." That it's like a box that they deliver to you, and you can like set it up in front of your computer screen, and it's like a theater for just you.
Why?
To like not let anybody else see what you're watching, or not let anybody else.
Who has that problem though?
I don't know. Maybe enough people to where they thought this would be a good idea.
I mean, people are definitely going to be watching X-rated things in there.
Oh, with what, the sound off? I mean, come on. Not like you like the sound is just because you put a black box. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, duh. God. That's really funny. Oh my God.
They're just wanking in those boxes.
Yes.
We're on to you, perverts.
I swear, I have to go back in the archives because I have that story saved somewhere. I'm going to find it for next time.
About the movie in a box?
Yes, for sure.
There cannot be a demand for that.
Yes. Well,
come on.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Well, I'll have to look. But one thing I do know for sure is that, and this is so super cute, Suze. I hope that this is the kind of old lady I am, except not with this exact animal. Mm-hmm. The one thing I do know for sure is that these old ladies know how to have fun. There is a research group in France. Well, I guess now they're in the South Pacific because they're like traveling around, but made up of all these old lady grandma retirees who are photographing venomous snakes in the ocean for science.
Why?
So this researcher who was needed to get some volunteers to conduct research about like these sea snakes, she needed volunteers and was having trouble finding volunteers who had the time in their schedule. So she happened to be friends with a woman who she would go scuba diving with. And there was like a whole team of these elderly women who loved scuba diving. And she was like, I'll recruit them. So now there's a team of these 7 women, they're like 70 years old. And they have since documented 262 species of snakes and their vital roles in the undersea ecosystem. So shout out to those grannies. Yeah. And they call themselves the Fantastic Grandmas.
Yeah, and they are. That's so cool.
And it's so cute. Like, I was watching their video, and this one grandma was like, some people think grandmas are just good for knitting and jam, but that's not us. We like sports. Like, we're out there. This is like our sport. We're out there documenting for science. And they look so happy. And, you're as young as you feel, I guess.
Absolutely. I watched a Gilbert Gottfried documentary, and on it, he was interviewing Dick Van Dyke for his podcast.
Oh, wow.
And Dick Van Dyke is, 90 friggin' 7 or something.
Yes.
I don't know, 90 something. And he just said, it's weird. I don't feel like you imagine a 90-year-old would feel. And I just think it's all mental. And
yes,
I don't know if it's all mental, but I think it's a big part of it.
Well, and you know how we were talking before about like adding novelty and like adding those, creating some things to like change it up. Mm-hmm. It made me think so much about my grandma in her final days and how like when you live in a retirement home and things can be the same every single day.
Yep.
And, even though she lived a very busy, she died at 99. She was only there for like when she couldn't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
And, and it just made me think about how, like, if you just have that same old, because don't you feel like even, right now when you do the same thing every single day, like you need to mix it up. And then that's like that joy we were talking about and bringing that light and bringing everything like that. And so like these old ladies who are like, no, we're not, we're going to go photograph venomous snakes. And there's a little bit of danger in there, but they're like experts in what they're doing. So I just love that.
It. I think that's so cool. And being useful can be a real motivator.
Yes. Oh, I didn't even talk about that in the article. That's so right.
I saw this video the other day of this woman. I believe she was 99 or 100, like an insane age. And she's the oldest living gymnast, and she's still fucking doing it.
Oh, my God.
I watched her on the damn, where there's like 2 bars in their arms, like, and then they swing
the parallel
around.
bars. Or the uneven bars.
Parallel.
Damn.
Yeah. I was just like, how in the hell is she still doing that?
Oh,
so cool.
My gosh. Yeah, there was this older woman who, she must have been in her 80s, who would rock climb at the gym that I went to. And I was for real. And I really do hear that like body weight exercises where you're moving your own body weight are like the best to do. And rock climbing is that. And so is gymnastics.
Yeah,
Damn.
Right.
Yep. And
Very
swimming
impressive.
keeps you in great shape. And so all these old ladies who are out there swimming in the ocean, having a good old time for the sake of science and snakes.
See?
Love it.
Like, let that inspire you as you go about your week.
Yes. But if you like to avoid reptiles, that's fine too. Because I would.
Yeah. Just be a crow lover like I am. I'm making progress
How's
with
that
my
going?
crow. Real good, Sarah. He comes by every day. We named him Potter after Harry.
Oh, that's an excellent name for a crow.
Yeah, it
Potter,
seems
I
like
love
it suited him.
And so many meanings, because like if he just like sits on your, he's like a potter, which kind of, I don't know why it sounds like something that would just like sit on the edge of your pot.
I know, it's so fun. I just love it, and I talk to him, and I think we're developing a relationship.
Probably. I mean, the animals sense the vibes. So if you're giving out friendship vibes, they'll like know that. Mm-hmm. So focus on sending out like really friendly, come here vibes.
Yeah, I'll get that energy going.
Yeah, take some pics too, man. I want to see.
All right.
Yeah,
and don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Leave us
get some merch.
Review. Get some merch.
Yes, I have been sending out. The Brain Candy podcast has, with help from Susie and all of our nice friends there, prizes to the winners you show me yours, I'll show you mine, little, post, you post your stuff wearing our merch, and we'll send you more merch. Who doesn't like that?
Finally got the Can It design up in our store.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I
want that.
Funny and hilarious. I'm going to get one because...
I'm going to get one too.
Can It.
Can It. Love it.
We'll see you next time, everyone. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.